Hey, this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid!
Edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor, Russ Stevens, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's the barber to the stars, Hollywood Pete McGilvery. Well, we have another great show for you tonight. So, boys, let's get started. First of all, we want to wish a very special happy birthday to the United States of America.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
Exactly.
Happy 4th to everyone.
Happy 4th. You guys all have a good time?
Yep, we had a great time.
All right, great. And thank you for coming to the show tonight, boys.
Yep. Tan rested and ready.
Absolutely. Like Richard Nixon, right now.
Tricky
All right.
dick.
So we start with the Celtics and the big news. Gordon Hayward, he is coming to Boston, right?
We think so.
Yeah.
He may change his mind again.
Well, did we ever doubt it?
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
I certainly did.
I did, yeah.
We thought that Brad Stevens would be the wild card in all of this, and then when you end up reading the Players Tribune article that he wrote, Gordon Hayward, it ended up Brad Stevens was the reason he came to Boston.
And didn't you feel like, even though Danny didn't do anything, but he always had this guy in his back pocket. Don't you feel like that?
You felt like
Well,
that, right?
but
Yeah,
now-
absolutely, yes.
I look at it as he pulled a card in a poker game that he needed, though, right? Like he needed that card to come up because there's no question that he passed up on deals along the way because he thought he was going to have a shot at him.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that he not pulled that card.
But he had inside. He had to know, had a good feeling about it.
Well, he would have looked bad. He lost the first pick overall. He lost out on Paul George.
Well, you lose
and
it,
then,
you traded
and
it,
then
so,
if
you know.
Hayward had gone back to Utah,
Yeah. And regardless, we're all
Would've had a
happy
bag
with the
full of nothing.
situation now, right?
Yeah, we just acquired a top 20 player for nothing, right? Except
Yeah.
for money, we acquired. We didn't give up
and
any.
it's someone
picks.
else's money.
Yeah, we're going to have to get rid of some flotsam and jetsam on the roster, but yeah, nothing. There's no real cost other than cash.
Right, and so is this kind of the booby prize to Kevin Love? I mean, you wanted that type of player, and is Gordon Hayward fill that role?
Well, I think he's
a good
I would bet
question.
on Gordon Hayward moving forward for the next 3 or 4 years over Kevin Love. Just he's younger, he's less injured, he's more athletic for sure, better shooter.
And again, we have to go.
Fits what the Celtics are doing better too, I think.
Yeah.
And I think you have to go back to the Stevens thing too. When you get a guy that wants to play for him, that goes a long way in his production, I think.
Yeah, great point. Look, we've heard a lot of players in the NBA the last few years say Brad Stevens is a great coach, and all of a sudden it finally paid off in the recruitment process.
Yeah. Look, my first emotion was relief. Like, oh my God, thank God. Right? Like that was, so there wasn't a lot of joy. It was relief. Like, oh my God, had he missed out? Because, look, I still would go into the category, if there's 3 things that could have happened, I would have still preferred Fultz. Right. I would have preferred he didn't make that trade. But since he made the trade, I still would have put that LA Sacramento pick into the deal for George.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
So this is fine. It's much better than the alternative, but it's not the best thing that could have happened in my mind.
But Professor, are we much better than we were
Absolutely.
when the last game ended?
With Hayward and
against-
Tatum, we're absolutely much better.
And if you're looking at Danny's performance, last year he got the guy. This year he got a guy.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
The only thing that's funny about him is we didn't think he was going to take Butler. We didn't think he was going to take that guy in the draft last year, and this year he surprised us also.
And Brown may end up being the best player of the 2016 draft. It's quite possible.
But when he was drafted, we were saying, "Wow,
No, we didn't
he's
like
kind of
that.
high."
Yeah, we didn't like that.
Oh
at
yeah,
all,
no one
right?
liked it. No one but Danny liked that.
So
pick,
now
really.
we have to look at this pick the same way, don't we?
Yeah, look, but I think in the week before this pick, this was the guy I was hoping they were going to draft once they traded Fultz. Right?
So, yeah.
Sean Grandy thought they were going for the Smith kid.
Well, yeah, which
no,
you
that
end
would've
up
been
going
it.
ninth pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that would have been tough.
yeah, the Mavericks are very happy, I would assume.
Yeah,
that they got
for
him
sure.
at 9. All right, so there was only one guy that I know who watched the Summer League last year, and that was Russ.
On
Russ was
Monday
the
night,
only
I
one,
watched
right,
the
that watched the
Summer
Summer
League.
But
League.
now we're all watching it.
Because when they said the ratings, they just said Russ Stevens.
Yeah, there was just a total of one.
That was
Yeah.
it. But this year, it was must-watch TV now
Well,
with
you get to
Tatum
see
and
these. You're like a
Fultz.
kid in a candy store. It's like you see this guy Zizic, the big tall guy. You see Brown. You see Tatum, Nader from last year.
Yeah, second
and they're
round
all
pick.
out
Yep.
playing against each other, and they're playing against Markel Fultz, which made it even better. Fultz looked really
Tatum
good.
was pretty
Wicked.
impressive too, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, played really well. I mean, he did, Pete. He did the thing at the end of that game exactly why the Celtics got him, which is last shot. It's like the Paul Pierce
Pierce,
era,
yeah,
isolation,
exactly.
and they didn't have anybody other than Isaiah to do that. And the
He
guy
is a
hit
good
it.
ISO player.
Hit an 18-foot pull-up jumper.
It's
But-
a scary comparison, but it looks like it's accurate.
Yeah.
He does look like Paul Pierce.
But Fultz was better, you said.
Fultz looked really good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta
very
say,
much in
like,
control,
Fultz
a floor general.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Knows what he's doing, like he's been there before.
He's great body control. He got to the rim in whatever way, whenever he wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, when
Amazing
you're number
body
one, you
control.
got to get to the rim.
Yeah, he's
do.
confident. He looks like Derrick Rose to me. He
Yeah.
looks like he has all his skill sets,
Yeah.
and he may
He
be
looked
playing
really
at
good.
another level.
I'm going to
compared
have
to-
Fultz envy.
Look, that was the problem, right?
Yeah.
That Danny would stare, we would stare for the next 10 years at Fultz with the 76ers coming in here a few times a year and going, why don't we have this guy?
Yeah.
But if Tatum's
Took
good,
some
it's
balls to
fine.
do it.
But if Tatum's good, remember, we did get that extra pick,
Yeah, that's the key, right?
right? And if that
Absolutely.
pick turns out to be number 3 next year, number 2 next year,
Oh,
You got to
Yeah.
make it pay off. Like, look what did the Bruins do with Sagan? All those guys.
That's a whole
don't even get me started with that.
One of the
Oh,
worst
my
trades
God.
in
No,
history.
eventually
Other than-
those picks and everything come to roost, and you got to make it happen.
But there's a kid, and I can't not remember his name, that Maz is touting coming out in the draft next
Oh.
year. He said
Porter.
Mo Bamba.
Well, there's 3 guys
Yeah.
next year. You're right. There's 3 guys, and they're all big. They're all like 6'10" or above.
So there's 3 guys that are exactly what Danny needs, you're saying.
That's right.
so this is
you're
all
hoping
kind of
you're getting
shaping
the top
up.
3. Yeah.
I know, but next year's draft's always the best draft
They've
ever.
been telling us that for 20
Right.
years.
But
Next
how
year,
fun
next
would it
year.
be? And I don't even want to dream this.
You want them to get 1 and 2. That's
1
where
and
you're
2.
going.
Can you
not greedy.
imagine?
You're not greedy at all, are you?
No, Goodell won't let that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Really
somehow.
surprised.
They'll
How
get
surprised
involved.
would you be?
All right, so for our viewers, we have to go over who's gone. All right, who's gone because of the Hayward signing. So
Your favorite.
Amir, no, wait.
You're about
Amir's-
to make Russ very happy.
Amir's already gone.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been, he's signed.
Sixers or
Signed.
something.
Yeah, so Zeller is gone. He's been
Yes.
all right. With Jonas Jerebko, gone.
I think I don't know if he's
I don't know if he's
officially
official yet.
right, but yeah, they're
He
not
will
signing
be.
him.
You're right. He will be.
Yeah, everybody's little pet from a couple years ago, Jordan Mickey. Right?
Yeah.
And again, it's a second round pick.
He's gonna be a
guys.
rebounder.
Yeah. Oh, Jordan Mickey. He's gone.
Yes.
Okay, Demetrius Jackson, another second round pick, who he signed to like a 4-year deal, which is remarkable. Gone.
Yeah.
But the most important person who's gone.
James Young.
No.
depends
All
on who it is.
right. Oh yes, we have to include James Young is gone. That's his boy. That's Russ Stevens' boy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. James Young is gone, and
No, we gotta have our little moment for James Young.
Yeah, thank
Tell
God.
us about the James Young era and how that affected you.
He's
just the biggest waste of flesh that I think has ever been drafted by the Celtics. There were guys that Red Auerbach drafted. Remember Charles Bradley in
Oh,
the
my
80s?
God, yeah.
Like human victory cigars.
Yeah.
Red drafted, right?
Just couldn't play
human
at all.
victory cigars
Could not play it up.
were more productive for the 80s Celtics teams
No question.
than James Young was for the Boston Celtics. 17th pick in the draft.
17, and that was the first pick that we got from the Nets deal.
He was
It
horrible.
was James Young, but
he lit it up in garbage time though.
no, he didn't even. He didn't
He
even.
couldn't even do that. He couldn't even.
tried to do
as
it.
a return as a sophomore in the rookie league. He
got
looked like the
embarrassed.
worst player on the court. Like what
did.
Jaylen Brown did the other night is what you would expect
Yeah.
a returning player to do, which is dominate the summer league. James Young looked like a high school student out there. Was happy to get on the court.
I know. And how funny when Sean Grandy was on, he said he wasn't giving up on James Young. And
Sean.
I was worried about Russ.
Time to let it go.
You showed great restraint. I'll give you credit on that.
Yeah.
But my favorite, who's gone, and it's funny when you text his name, it literally
The Iron Man.
you can't text Kelly. It turns into jelly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Jelly Olynyk.
Yeah.
To me, the
Kelly Game
worst,
7 Hellenic.
the worst defensive player in the history of the Boston Celtics.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
I don't think he was as bad as you like.
Oh, Pete,
I mean,
really?
he won a game for them in the playoffs.
He
this
was
year.
the softest defender
He
I
did,
ever saw.
right. We knew that he was capable of short little moments of lucidity where he would actually be
Short
able
little moments of lucidity.
That'd be right. And he lit it up for one quarter in his career.
It took Isaiah setting picks.
he was
for
the
him
he
to
was the J.D.
defend
Drew
him.
of the Boston Celtics. J.D.
Yeah.
Drew had one moment, the
Right.
Grand Slam against Cleveland.
Which was
Right?
huge.
Huge. Got him into the World Series.
26 points
Got
in the
us in
fourth quarter of the
the
seventh
Got us
game.
in, but
Huge.
boy, before and after.
No
not
Bach
good.
Bellhorn.
Yeah, right. But so it's a $75 million quarter.
Yeah.
That's what he could end up getting between $60 and
He's
$75
going to
million
get a lot of money. He's
Yes.
going to get a lot of money.
And whoever gets him is not going to be happy.
No.
Yeah.
The fans will hate
Oh,
him.
he's a gamer.
Oh my! I'm so glad to
Send
see him
to
gone.
Utah. They're all upset about Hayward being gone.
I don't care where he goes. He's going to injure people though, and hopefully he doesn't hurt some of us.
Not people on the other team, I know.
Yeah, I know.
He's just a clod.
He's terrible. All right, so now in the current roster, we already, we cleared some guys out,
Yeah.
and we spoke about that earlier. That isn't it ironic that an Eastern Conference team in the Eastern Conference Finals, a team like this was going to clear house big time, right, for the next year. And look, boys, they're doing that.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, trade bait on the current roster after we clear these guys out. Marcus Smart, Jay Crowder, and Avery Bradley, and some picks. Could you see any of those four going?
Sure.
One of them
Shitty
almost
at all.
has to go. I mean,
Yeah.
unless Danny gets really creative, and I don't know how he does it, just the math doesn't work. One of those three guys has to go in the next few days.
And
It won't be Smart.
you don't. Oh, so you think they're in love with Smart?
I do, yeah.
I think they're in love with Smart. I don't
doesn't
think it'll.
cost
Brad Stevens is in love with Smart.
Yeah, Crowder's
Well,
the
that
one who
matters.
has. Crowder's
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
most. Is the most redundant, and he's the one who has the most value
He's
on the open
marketable.
market.
Yeah.
Right?
He's got a nice contract.
Yeah.
Got a nice
2 or 3
contract.
more years.
Exactly.
And
so-
we know what he thinks of Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, chances are,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
chances are that's what he's doing. But if someone offers him a ridiculous deal for Smart or Bradley, I also wouldn't expect Ainge to not take it. I mean, someone's going to give you a Godfather offer for Avery
Well,
Bradley,
especially
Marcus
Bradley,
Smart. Take
because
it.
he won't be able to afford Bradley.
Who would you want to see
Probably
go?
Crowder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Crowder's gone. I think he's the.
But
He's
if
a nice
someone
player,
takes
but-
Bradley, because they won't be able to afford Bradley.
He's
after
an
next year.
expiring contract.
He'll be $20 million a year guy.
But they love Bradley. I think that, like you said before, it possibly could be
I
between
think you gotta look
IT and
at-
Bradley
right.
and who goes out the door next year.
I think you got to look at IT given his injury and Bradley over the course of this next year because you're going to probably only sign one of them.
Yeah, but the beauty is you get to look at him for
You get to
another
look
year
at
and
him
make
both,
sure he's not.
right playing for a contract.
Yeah.
And IT's going to want, these are crazy numbers that are coming out this week. He's going to want $40 million a year.
Yeah, but he's got to show it though.
Yeah, right.
No,
He
he
really-
can
I don't
only
think
ask
he's
for
eligible for the
he
Supermax.
can't get a
He needs one
supermax.
more year.
Yeah, so he can get 30.
Oh my
But
God.
he can't get 40.
He can't get 40.
Can you believe
Only
we're
Chris
talking
Paul can
$40
get-
million a year
Well,
for a player?
IT was pretty valuable. He's just as valuable as Horford.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there are rules about that $40 million contract. You have
There's
to be
a
on
there's a limit.
team, a minimum. I think you have to have 3 full years on a team.
Yeah.
To get it, and he doesn't have that.
Yeah, he can get 30.
But
get what
NBA
Hayward got.
is going to truly be the haves and the have-nots, right? I mean, you're going to have...
It already is.
Right, but you're going to have really 2 or 3 guys making all the money and the rest of the guys making minimum salaries.
They're not liking
that could
them
hurt
too
the
much.
league, right?
Well, no, that's the NFL. The quarterbacks get like a quarter of the
Yeah.
paychecks, and everyone else splits it up. The other 51 guys split it up.
It's going to be very interesting. Kind of a side note here. Another trade rumor that we're hearing, forgetting about this play, is Marc Gasol from the Grizzlies.
I don't get it.
Right, I know there's a lot of trade rumors out there, and I don't want to go all over those.
Porzingis, Butler,
Yeah,
you
but
name it, there's always
this is the
one.
latest one as the show goes to air. So, what do you think of that? Is that just all smoke
To who?
to the Celtics? Marcus All?
Probably, but
I don't get it.
people like talking about it.
Yeah, I don't get it. You'd have to move Horford out because he's got like a $22 million salary. Why would you move Horford out, who can play power forward or center, and is 3 years younger than Gasol, and has proven himself in the system to get
Who could only play center.
to trade for a 32-year-old big lumbering center? Like that's
Not
not
do
where the
anything for
NBA is going.
Porzingis, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah,
a heartbeat.
right.
Yeah, I mean, you just take whoever you want.
Yeah, and picks. Yeah, you can start with the Nets pick. Here you go. Oh my.
But now that Phil Jackson is talk about dog track time, Phil Jackson's out.
Yeah,
right?
Him and Mike Barnacle.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
Oh yeah,
That's
Mike
right.
Barnacle has somebody
Right, exactly.
to go to
He and
the
Phil
dog
Jackson
track
could
with.
go
Yeah.
to the dog track
All
together.
right, yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna go to the Red Sox, and I'm all positive, boys. How can I not be? We have
You're
a
always
Wait a minute.
positive.
Wait a minute.
It's sexy, baby. It's
Really? You're going here. You're
game.
really going here.
Yeah, well, of course.
You
yeah.
had not one nice thing to say about them 2 weeks ago.
I
last
haven't
time
had a
was on
nice
the
thing to
show.
say about him all season.
Are you on Eckersley's side?
Next thing I know, he's going to
Oh,
talk.
absolutely.
Next thing
I
you know,
am
he's going to
too.
start talking about what a decent job that John Farrell's been doing.
Oh
this
no,
year.
I was going to mention
Yeah.
Farrell.
Okay, good. This is good.
It
The
pains
maestro
me.
of the bullpen.
It pains me to say this, but he's been okay.
We have this on tape.
You like him because you get thrown out.
You understand?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And
You
he's
understand we're
been feisty with
taping this?
Yeah, no.
This is on tape. This is actually happening.
Yes, John Farrell has done a good job
Wow.
managing in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's managed as well as he could, despite the fact that one Devin Marrero can't butt to save his life, which I
Can't hit, run, can't do anything.
If you're batting 160, Devin, maybe you would learn some other things like bunting.
Lord.
I think he's hitting 400 this week, though. 450.
Yeah, look, I think that's all joking aside. I think Farrell's done a good job. And the thing that we were talking about a month ago, that given that they're a bat short, they need to play much more aggressive baseball. That's exactly what they've been doing.
But do you think John Farrell has changed to save his job?
I think he's a little feistier, a little more aggressive, even with the media. He used to be, he gave the media whatever they wanted. He was their lapdog. Now he's picking a few fights out there.
I don't think he's changed.
Manager-wise, he seems to be understanding his team a little more, not going for the big innings, doing a little more running,
Well, they're
bunting,
winning. They're
stuff like-
winning, though, and everything's great
Everything
when you're
looks
winning.
better when
I
you
mean,
win.
even you like him now.
It's true.
Look, they were one game behind, and you wanted him out of town.
No, you're right. But I think he's managing the bullpen well.
That's what I was going to say. The one consistent thing he's done better this year than he did last year was manage that bullpen. He's not doing what Joe's been rightly criticizing him for years, which is trying to sneak that extra out, gets greedy, wants that extra out or two from the
Right.
starter.
The starters are going earlier.
The starters, he's getting these starters out. Now he's got confidence in the bullpen, but he's not doing what Joe has been, really
him about.
killing him for.
But Joe, to his credit, he's got it easy this week. Joe Kelly, like he can't go back-to-back games.
Right.
But Joe Kelly's been doing a fine job in the setup role.
I don't know how.
He hasn't had that in a while.
How does Kelly not make the All-Star team? He's one of the best relievers in baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even
Well,
understand.
that's just, the teams that didn't get an All-Star selection.
They're
they
making
always
up for it with their relievers.
their
They got
best
that
bullpen
slot.
guy.
So look, we dreamed of this outfield, the three Bs,
Yep.
Betts, Benintendi, and Bradley, and their potential. And really, in the last couple of weeks, we're actually seeing that to fruition, right? All three of them have played like stars in the last
The
couple
biggest
weeks.
change over the last 3 weeks, I think, is Bradley. Right?
Yeah.
Like the
He's on a hot
biggest
streak, yeah.
change that from 3 weeks ago was that now you've got that the lineup has much more depth because Bradley's hitting the ball again.
And you like to see Benintendi figuring it out because
That's a great point.
Looked like they had him figured out. And then he came around, which is you have to do in the major leagues.
Let me ask you a question. Who's the biggest surprise on the Red Sox this year? I was thinking this on the way over. In some ways, they are sort of exactly what they've ended. It's taken a windy road, but they are who they thought who we thought they would be.
Two-base Moreland.
Well, but yeah, maybe a little bit of a
I think it's
surprise
Kimbrel.
there.
I think Kimbrel's.
Right, but he was a top end starter.
But
It's like-
Kimbrel was not a star for the Red Sox last year. Kimbrel
That's
was
true.
a
No, but
disaster.
Kimball was supposed to be what
It
he
was,
is
yeah.
now.
I know, but he never showed that
All
with
the
the Red
flames
Sox.
all around the park and everything.
Right, but I thought that, I think that he has just changed
Right.
the bullpen altogether. Because
I think Kimbrel's a little. Moreland's a bit of a surprise.
Vasquez?
Kimbrel is a bit of. Vasquez
Yeah.
may be the biggest surprise hitting wise.
Now, see, Vasquez has no power. He's got one
Yeah.
home run. And I think Leone actually, can bring a lot more offensively to. Look, the
My point
bullpen
is-
in general, Hembreys, the Robbie Scotts, the
surprise, yeah.
Kellys.
Yeah.
We have one of the best bullpens in baseball.
Well, wait a minute. I guess it's John Farrell then, isn't it?
No, I
biggest
can't. Right.
It's a great point.
Right, and actually, Carl Willis has sobered up in some level, and he's doing it right.
We can cross Sam Kennedy
Wake up,
off the
Carl!
list.
Wake up, Carl! You got to go out there and say
Sam,
something.
We're sorry, Sam.
Right? Even Carl Willis, you have to give him credit for.
Everyone gets a little. But Pete's point is they're winning now. Hopefully, if they go out and lose 4 games this week, you're not going to be Mr. Happy next week, are you?
No, I'm going to ask for his firing.
And by the way,
Especially if they lose them to the Yankees after the
and-
All-Star game.
Yeah, right.
we're within days maybe of Brock Holt coming back to the team.
No!
Pete's point.
Oh my
And
God!
is David Price going to screw everything up now?
Yeah, I look. David and Price has some mental issues. Yeah, right. He's not stable. Okay, but we saw last night when he's on, he's a damn
Yeah,
good
but
pitcher.
he's supposed to do that too, though, Scott, right?
Yeah, but we're not seeing this guy. We don't have these expectations for guys who are getting paid a lot of money, right?
When he pitches 6 good innings, we're going, wow. But that's what, he's supposed to be doing that.
Yeah,
He's
the
supposed to be-
off-field stuff is coming.
Yeah, but he didn't have a spring training. He's kind of coming along.
Yeah, that's a good point.
decent-
Yeah, that's
at
true.
a decent level now. He's getting to where he should be, like in
Yeah.
But
How
we're not
about
supposed to be
Joe?
surprised when he pitches 6
No,
good.
we're not supposed to be. But it's the off-field stuff that's colored our view of him. How about that play by Pedroia the other night?
Oh, my
wasn't
God.
that
Backing up first?
Yeah, well, but that's just the whole
That was
game.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just the
And
Pedroia.
Unbelievable
just
game.
the instant.
That's
shoveling
right
the
up there
ball.
with the Jeter play in the playoffs against Oakland.
Well, it's a better play. It's not a
better
more
play. It's
important
not a-
play, but
not
yeah,
as
it was remarkable. The guy, well, he had an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
And then had the winning hit.
Yeah,
what do you
it's
want?
been fun to watch the last few weeks.
Yeah, all right. I ripped on Dustin Pedroia. That was just 2 years
Yeah.
ago. But I've come.
Name me a guy you haven't
'Cause
ripped
we
on
have
that
to
we
take.
mentioned.
What's that?
Mookie Betts and Xander are the
Xander?
only ones you haven't ripped on.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Xander
rip on
got a pass, that's for sure.
yeah, Xander looks like he's getting a little tired. I think actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's
and I,
getting that August disease.
yeah,
It's
and you can
coming on.
notice it because they said he had a groin pull, and we all have a groin pull at some point,
Oh,
right?
boy.
So,
Just
so they
easy
said he had a
tiger.
groin pull to sit him out a few games, and maybe.
That's exactly what they should be doing.
Yeah.
They should be managing him.
All right, so look, I think I know every Red Sox. Of course, in the current roster, but mostly in the farm hands and stuff. And we go see Portland play. So, but this guy Lynn, I have no idea when they called him up.
Two-way Lynn?
I didn't know him
I
at
literally
all.
texted you. I'm like, there is a person on the Red Sox, the big league club, named Two Wee Lin.
Yeah.
It started the game.
Yeah, right. And actually, we gave him $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a competition between the Yankees and the Red Sox for his services.
Yeah.
Who knew any of this
He
stuff?
got Two Wee, and by the way, he's been good. I think they're 6-0 since he started. Since
He's
he's
been
started.
excellent.
Yeah.
He's been
Couple
great.
of triples.
He does not weigh any more than I do.
He could affect Pete's boy Brock Holt from all of a sudden he may have vertigo too because I don't think you can put Lynn down now, right?
Oh,
Sure, you can
put
if Brock
Lin
comes
down.
back?
There's nobody
Look at
as
him.
good as Brock. He's so excited for Brock.
But look, think about it. The production you've got in this 6-game winning streak from Devin Marrero, who's just maybe the
He's
worst.
been tearing it up lately.
He has, but he, in a bigger picture, he may be the worst
I
Major
love
League
it when
player of all
they
time.
say guys
Yeah.
like him that found a patched a hole in their swing. He's been in the minor leagues for like 10 years.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he patches the hole this year.
That there's been some
Right.
bad pitches against
Bad
him too in
pitches.
this stretch.
And he's had the worst batting average in minor leagues. I mean,
yeah.
he's not even
He's
a good
been
minor
bad all
league
the way
player.
up.
Yeah, but
Bad
He
all
doesn't
the way
play
up.
favorites.
These are the games you
I
have to
know he
win, though.
doesn't.
And these are the games you have to win.
Totally right.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
people think they're throwaway games, but these 4th of July on, they matter.
In Texas, we usually play very poorly.
Yeah.
But that looks like a really bad team that we're playing right now.
They're very disinterested in what they're doing out there.
There are a lot of teams that you feel like that the Red Sox playing who've already quit. Teams like the
Yeah.
Phillies and where they're not giving any effort. And it's
Toronto.
only July.
But then Toronto's come to life against the Yankees here. But they looked totally out of it when we were there in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's point, Pete's point. They're beating the teams they should.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want out of your team at this point in time during the year.
Well, a special insight that only the Grandstanders Live give you. 3 weeks ago, we talked about it on this show, and you can go back to YouTube, and we said that we thought the Yankees were fakers.
Yep.
And that we thought they were, they weren't the team they were. And look, all of a sudden, in the last 3 weeks, they've come back to big time.
That Sabathia injury really hurt them at a bad time when Tanaka started to have a couple of bad sets.
Aaron
All of a
Judge
sudden
looks
the
like the
starters
real deal
looked
too,
out.
doesn't he?
He does look like the real
Triple
deal.
crown still is.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
the second coming of Freddie Lynn.
Although
Rookie of
don't
the year
count
MVP.
Mookie out of this thing. Mookie's starting to
starting
look
to
like an
warm up,
MVP
yeah, he's
right
starting to
now.
warm up.
And when he does, he goes like 6 for 6. You know, when he does it big.
Well, it's going to be great competition between the Red Sox and Yankees, and that rivalry is going to come back in the next
Are they
3
in town
years.
next week?
Yeah, next
After the
the
All-Star
17th.
game. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, but
there
it's not
a lot
the
of
same,
both teams
though.
have good young players.
Yeah, but you can't really name anyone on the Yankees anymore.
How about the catcher Sanchez? He's a home run hitter too, like Judge.
Look,
He's a killer.
it doesn't start. The rivalry doesn't start again until we get some fighting
You
going
need
on.
a hit. That's exactly. You
Yeah, who
needed
do you
some
not
headhunting.
like?
Yeah, but what's that? Well, you got to hit Judge, and oh my God, who's going to take him on?
Send Jim Rice out after.
He's like 6'10".
Oh
He's
my
huge.
God! And Betances is the biggest player I've ever seen in
He walked
a
4 in a row
uniform.
today and blew the game.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
He's huge. He's
Oh
huge.
yeah,
man.
he's even bigger than Judge.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about Chris Sale because it is a pleasure to watch that guy pitch, right?
Sure is.
I mean, we have an anchor in
Business
our
guy.
team, right, that we gave up minor leaguers for. So we ripped Dombrowski, and it was so interesting to see Governor Dukakis rip into Dombrowski last week on the Travis Shaw deal and continue to bring it up during the course of the night, how he's still not
I
over
think
it.
Travis was a favorite of the governor.
Yeah, he liked it. But
Sale's
Chris Sale,
unbelievable.
we got to give Dombrowski. That was a perfect deal for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
I think we're wrong for waiting this long to bring up Sale on the show.
No, right.
I mean, he's just
good
that rock
point.
solid.
Yeah.
He's that rock solid. You just do not expect them to lose when he's on the mound. It's amazing.
He's the prudential.
He's
do you
amazing.
remember a guy that has kind of just been part
Pedro.
of the fabric of the Red Sox that quickly?
Pedro.
Though? You think
Pedro's
it
the only other one.
was it
where-
that quickly? I can't recall.
Remember, but Pedro
Yeah,
had
but-
that great thing that happened where a lot of the Dominicans were coming out to the park. It just
Yeah.
energized the team and the park immediately when he joined.
But
Yeah.
this guy's everything you want a Boston fan like. Ninth. He goes 9 innings and he
Yep.
gives up a hit and he's furious.
I know.
You
Yeah,
can
really.
tell he's mad. That's what everyone wants to see.
I just had there's one guy who we missed in terms of the surprise, and it's sort of the glaring biggest surprise is Pomerantz.
Yeah,
Pomerantz is the biggest
Oh,
surprise.
yeah.
I mean,
That's
we're
right.
sitting here now, like I could not have bashed that trade anymore.
Yeah.
And we're now sitting here saying Espinosa hasn't pitched an inning for them.
Oh, he's been injured this
He's
season.
been injured, has
Yeah.
not pitched an inning, and Pomerantz has been the second best starter in the team for
And
the
So
last.
Pomerantz
now we
was
have to
terrible
toss
in the
one
first
to,
month of
the
year. The first
GM
month of the
again.
season, it was terrible.
So if
Dombrowski.
if the playoffs started today, boys, it would be of course Chris Sale. Would Pomerantz be your second
Yes.
starter?
Yeah,
Yeah, because it wouldn't be Porcello, it
I mean,
wouldn't be
Price could
Price.
put him into it. I
Price
would
could be
assume.
third, I would say.
And Eduardo Rodriguez will be back soon, and then his kneecap will.
Porcello just is
separate
letting it's batting practice against
He
him.
pitched pretty well the other night, though.
Yeah.
Would Fister be in there?
I'll tell you something, Fister was a good pickup. Yeah. I mean, it's better.
So now you don't hate Dombrowski. You don't.
No, I hate
Farrell.
Dombrowski. I can't get over the Travis
But it was
Shaw
a good
deal,
way
too.
to stick the
Yeah,
finger
I'm not
in the
going to
dike.
I'm not.
Wait
no.
a minute. You can't get over the Travis
I
Shaw
cannot
deal?
get over the Travis
You've
Shaw
been
deal.
possessed by
And he loved it.
Governor
at the time.
Yeah,
Dukakis.
Joe.
I don't say I loved it.
Yeah, but you didn't complain when he was gone.
What's that? What'd you say?
You've been
You said
possessed
good
by
riddance,
Governor
don't let the door
Dukakis.
hit
You're
you in the
having
ass.
like the same
No, that
fixation.
Travis Shaw deal is emotional. Not that I love Travis Shaw, but just the whole. We're going to give Pablo a 56th chance.
Wait,
Oh, it all comes back to
wait a minute.
Pablo.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
of course
wait a
it does.
Yeah.
That big fat tub
minute. I
of
don't
you know what.
No.
It's not goo. It's
No,
S.
you don't love Travis Shaw.
No,
You
no,
called him
no.
millennial. You called him everything wrong.
Not
with
killing the
millennials,
job,
Not killing the job.
absolutely.
So
Right.
no, you hate the deal, and you hate Pablo worse than poison.
Because
Poison,
he gave Pablo a
So
second life.
it's
Look
completely
at that.
poisoned your whole
He almost went
analysis
the
of this.
whole show without Pablo.
I know.
Almost.
Oh my
He got
God.
this close.
I think I might have to just drive to Pawtucket and just.
End it.
Look at him.
And Raz, yeah,
Just to boo him?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just, not
McCoy
not something that'll
Stadium
get me
cookout.
arrested or anything, but. All right, before we end the show, Patriots. That David Harris pick, who I wanted them to draft years ago, that's a nice step
really?
pick. Yeah, I wanted him to. That's a nice step pick for the Patriots.
Patriots
Oh,
haven't
right
made
when
any
they need it,
mistakes. Are you
too.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Hightower's always getting hurt. And you
it's a
got
great
an
pickup.
experienced man.
It's really
with the
sort of-
green dot on his
They're
head.
toying with the league. now.
It's like what the Warriors are doing to the NBA, the Patriots have already done to the NFL.
A wonderful combination of veterans and young players. It's
Brilliant.
unbelievable.
It's brilliant.
It is. It's fantasy football.
It's great.
So I want to thank the boys. Want to thank everyone behind the scenes. Of course, the lovely and talented Adrian. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in again next Wednesday night at 6:30 for another edition of Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. Oh, Scott Kerman, have a great and happy night. The elephants are in town.